Ciao beautiful people, I'm Daniele Uditi and today I'm here in the Gozney studios and I'm about to show you how to make this baked ziti, the little guy over there. First thing you want to do when you prep baked ziti, or like I like to call it properly, is pasta al forno. We're going to make small meatballs, just with ground beef. This is a perfect job for kids. I will never be tired of saying it. If you have your kids around, make them cook with you. They will have beautiful memory, and who knows, one day they will end up being a chef, and you want to have a chef in the house. So you just roll out the meatballs, try to do as smaller as possible because this one is going to be fried in olive oil. It's going to be beautiful. I can say this about my life. I'm always balling something. I've been balling dough, bread, I've been balling meats. Some say I'm a baller. So like I was saying, this is a very quick recipe if you want to put it together. You know, just ball the ground beef, salt, a lot of pepper, fry in olive oil. It's like mini burgers, mini sliders. Make always extra because, you know, treat yourself. While you're cooking, the excuse is taste. That's how I end up tasting. So I taste a lot of food. Done. Now we season this with salt. Be generous because inside we didn't put nothing. I want to be crispy outside and very juicy inside. Pepper. And jiggle those balls. Done. We're ready to fry. So here's my favorite part. Usually you will cook this on a skillet and you will like sear it in olive oil. But what we're gonna do, we're just gonna use olive oil on the meatballs on a tray, swirl it around, and guess what? We're gonna use that beautiful Gozney oven to sear these meatballs up. They're gonna be fiery and crispy. It's gonna be delicious. So we're gonna start off cooking this at 250, low flame, and then as soon the meatballs hits the deck, high flame, because I want the top of the meatball to sear. Okay, so you can see they're starting to release the juice. I'm gonna move them around a little bit, but they're starting to caramelize beautifully. So I'm gonna go back in the oven and brown this baby up. Beautiful. The smell, like mini burger came out of the oven. And look how perfect they are. They're charred, they're crispy. Beautiful. So we're gonna get this rest, cool down, and we're gonna assemble our sauce. We're gonna do a very quick and easy tomato sauce. We're gonna start with chopping an onions. And don't worry about being super fine or super precise. It's a rustic cooking. It's a very gut feeling. Not like those little kernel of pop of onion sometimes into the sauce. Plus it's an excuse because if I will cut very finely, I will be here crying and getting emotional about my life. And it's just the onion. So it's already getting me a little bit. Okay, like I said, we're gonna cook this sauce in the oven. So what you wanna do, you put the cast iron in the oven. Let it get hot. Let's go. All right. The pan is nice and hot. Olive oil, onions, and that's what you wanna hear. The singing on the stove, which is not a stove because we're using the oven. You know, to me, this sound and this smell, it's Sunday morning. There's nothing I can do about it. When I smell and I hear the onion cooking, it's like waking up on a Sunday morning, grabbing a piece of bread and going into the pot that your grandma or your mother is cooking, tomato sauce, dipping in it, and then run away because they're gonna follow you with a spatula in their hand. It's like, don't touch my sauce! Hai capito? To brown a little more. All right, back over here. So as you see, we have our beautiful onion, nice and translucent and brown. So what we're gonna do at this stage, sausage. Squeeze it, it's gonna come right up. Now you wanna do little pieces. This is gonna give so much flavor to your sauce in no time. I say that this is the secret of happy life. Sausage is the secret of a great sauce and a happy marriage. Now we're gonna brown the sausage back in the oven, and then we're ready to add our meatballs and the sauce. All right, we browned and charred our sausage. So much flavor right now in this little pot. We're gonna add basil. Don't chop it, don't bruise it, please. Just tear apart in the pot. I see a lot of people rolling down basil and chopping the little leaves, and each time I see that, a piece of my heart shatter. Put it in a pan and tomato sauce right away. Here, this is like Italian opera. And what we're using over here is a tomato passata. There's no seeds, so you're gonna have no kids complaining about seeds. It's a very, very, very smooth and creamy. It's gonna give you the best tomato sauce ever. You see all that fat going on top? Ah, that's the magic. Remember those beautiful little meatballs that you made with your kids? So gonna go into the pot. And you know, you can always do like one for you, one for me, because why not, right? It's so good. And if you notice, I didn't add any salt. I always like to season my tomato sauce at the end because there's so many salty elements in this sauce right now. There is the sausage, there's salt, there's those meatballs that we heavily salted and peppered. So at the end, after 20-30 minutes, gonna taste it. If it needs it, add it, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be perfect. Let's go back in the oven and reduce it. Woohoo! And look, this bubbly sauce. I mean, how cool is that? Usually when you make a sauce, at least when I make a sauce and I put it on a stove, bubbles everywhere. And what I hate is the mess that I need to clean up. Put it in there, there's no mess. Beautiful caramelization of the sauce. This sauce is so good. It's very good. And now we're ready to assemble our ziti. That's good. All right, we made the meatballs. We made the sauce. It was beautiful. It tastes delicious. Now it's time for the main actor of the dish, pasta. I'm using tortiglioni over here, but you can use penne, you can use cavatappi, whatever pasta shape you like. The important thing has to be tubular, like this. You got it, right? So it's good. You want to boil this, you take the measurement that is on the box and always count half of that measurement. You know why? Because we're gonna bake it in the oven and that's gonna bake even more. So you don't want to make a glue. You just want that pasta texture to still be a little crunchy, a little al dente. So we're gonna cook this for 6 minutes, 6 minutes and a half, and then we're gonna take it out and mix it with all those beautiful ingredients. All right, the pasta is cooked roughly 7 minutes and we're gonna take it out. Remember, we're gonna cook it in the oven, so I don't want this to become a mushy affair. So one of the secrets to cook perfect pasta too, don't waste olive oil on the pasta. It doesn't need it. As you can see, it's not sticking, even without olive oil. Just remember that here and there, just go with a spoon in it and just give it a stir. That's all you need. Use a lot of water. Don't cook pasta in little tiny water. We're not trying to make risotto. We have to rehydrate something that is dry. So lots of water and a good amount of salt. You have a beautiful pasta is cooked. The sauce that we made, mozzarella di bufala, basil, cheese, ricotta, and now we're just gonna dress this beautiful pasta. Be generous with the sauce because you see how thick it is. It's crazy that we cook only 25 minutes and we have the result of a braising for an hour. That's the power of the little oven over there. It's like you cook from the bottom, from the top, so everything reduced down very fast. We're gonna tear some basil in it, add the ricotta, and then 2 cheese. Parmigiano Reggiano, make us know. I love Parmigiano Reggiano. From saltiness and umami, pecorino romano. Now you wonder why 2 cheeses, right? Because Parmigiano Reggiano is less sharp than Pecorino Romano. I want the little tingly on your tongue when you eat the pasta, the sensation of spiciness, but it's not spiciness, it's just the sharpness of the Pecorino. Which you guys know what Pecorino means, right? No? So Pecorino is come from the word pecora, which is sheep. So it's a cheese made out of a sheep. If you didn't know that, you're welcome. Now you say, Daniele, that's too much cheese. There's no such a thing as too much cheese, okay? So now you want to mix everything up. So, I mean, it's already perfect like this. Like, you want to eat it already like this. But we're going to take this a little level up by baking it, because you're going to have the top of the pasta to char, to burn a little bit. And those are going to be the favorite part, because everybody wants those crispy bites. I used to fight with my brothers all the time to who gets more charred parts. And because I was my mom's favorite, I always get the most. So I always like this. These are mine. Nobody touches. You can use that technique too. Oh, that's beautiful. It smells like Sunday morning here. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more sauce. And always save a little bit more sauce to finish the dish, so it gives you more creaminess at the end. You grab one, you taste it. Some people drop the mic. Bye. Was kidding, I'm back. So we're gonna add mozzarella di bufala, and the mozzarella di bufala has a lot of water content, which in this case we actually need. Cut cubes of mozzarella di bufala. One is too little, we need another one. Now I'm gonna save the last mozzarella for 3-4 minutes before we finish to bake, so it's gonna be beautiful and melted on top of the dish. I'm gonna mix all this in. All right, we have our beautiful pasta that is done, it's creamy. The ricotta made everything better and delicious. Parmigiano and pecorino give so much saltiness. And now we're ready to cook, to bake the pasta. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this cast iron pan in the oven because I want the bottom too to get the crispiness. So we're gonna push the pasta in. It's gonna have that undercarriage. There's gonna be a little char too, hopefully. And then the top is gonna be crispy and delicious. So first thing. All right, the pan is nice and smoky. Maybe too smoky. And now listen to the beautiful sound. Listen. Come on. Now it's time to brown this baby up, back in the oven. All right, nice and charred. Look at that. These are reason why almost my family split apart. Listen to this. Come on. That's so good. Pasta is cooked, crispy on top, charred on the bottom. We're gonna finish with a little bit more Parmigiano Reggiano. Makes extra crispy. And mozzarella that we saved. Almost like you're doing a pizza, right? But just this time we're dressing pasta. We go back in the oven for 3 to 4 minutes until the cheese is nice and melting and ooey gooey and delicious. Woo! Look at that. Come on. If this is not something beautiful that you ever seen, then I don't know how to do my job. Look at that. Ooey, gooey, delicious, crispy. We're gonna finish with the, yes, more cheese. More Parmigiano. Then a little bit of the sauce. Basil, freshness and color. So you can take your Instagram picture. And there you have it. It's colorful, it's beautiful, it's cheesy, it's delicious, and I can't wait to dunk into it. For the full recipe, go to gozney.com, and love, guys. Share this with the people that you love and have a great time. Ciao a you. So good.